Well, it's hard. I mean, I think the first thing you have to admit is that it's hard. I mean, because by definition, if you're in a you feel called to be in political leadership, you that in a sense sets you apart a little bit. And so I think it's a challenge because you have to also realize that it's not all you are, you're also a human being, and you have people that I have people that I love very much and that I care for, and are more important to me than anything. Um, and so you have to find ways to show that, and you also have to find ways to 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 share normal times with people, which I do. I have very good friends. I have friends that I've had since I was a child. My best friends today are the best friends that I had when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. They still are. And some people say that's unusual. I say I don't know if it's unusual or not, but it's just true. And we've all gone on to do different things, and we talk to each other and send each other emails and jokes and play game, play golf together or whatever. And it's a nice feeling to have. So I have a family life, and we have a summer cottage in Canada where we go. Our whole family goes. It's a place of great emotion because members of the family have gone. Some have gone and died and left us, and others are here, and new families are growing. So there's a whole group of cousins and an expanded family that are together. That's hugely important for me. It's a huge source of sustenance for me, and I hope for them. I hope they can get a sense of enjoyment out of it as well. I'm lucky to have been married to the same person for 42 years, and we are always together and doing things together and learning from each other and going through many ups and downs in life, physical, mental, emotional. And I've been very lucky to have had the benefit of that relationship. And I know it's a gift. I mean, and it's largely my wife's gift, thank goodness, to really keep that very much spirit very much alive in our marriage and in our time together.
First of all, I want to give honor
Children,
to
children,
your wife.
eh?
I want to give honor to your wife, for really putting up with you through all those years.
Exactly.
But
Well, and children and grandchildren, and so those things are the things that keep you going. I play sports. I like to read. I watch movies. I do all kinds of things like everybody does and enjoy them. Um, but I do think it's a challenge to find the right balance. And I think again, I think having suffered that period of anxiety, I think also having gone through a political defeat when I was in my early 40s, um, was good because it forced me to recognize that, well, there's other things you can do. There are other jobs you can do in your life of public service of some kind or other. And so you think of your life as not as being this job or that particular moment, and understand that you're going to have jobs and then you're going to have a life. And as part of that life is obviously my what I call my vocation, which is um, working for the public good in some way. And how that gets defined can be very broad. I mean, sometimes I teach, sometimes I write, sometimes I speak, sometimes I do different things. Sometimes I get paid for it, sometimes I don't get paid for it. And as I get older, I get paid less, and that's all these things are fine. But it's just about putting it in perspective. And also, I mean, this has been a fairly serious conversation, but not taking yourself too seriously. And luckily, in addition to the gift of music, I think my father also gave me the gift of humor. He was a very funny man. He was truly a funny man. And I think sometimes funny people uh, are underestimated because they think, oh, he's such a joker. But it wasn't that he was a joker. It's that he needed that outlet in order to be able to put his life in perspective and and to give it some meaning. And if he hadn't had that gift, I think he would have had emotionally had a much harder time. And I feel the same way that I need the humor and often directed at myself to kind of put everything in balance. And if I didn't have that, I think it would be pretty grim. But it's all good. It's all good.